Hello and welcome. Today I want to introduce the new update of the Nikomedias Scene Rig. And yeah, long time no see. I was really busy last time, the last days and last week. And so I unfortunately had no time to make some tutorials or something else, but I worked on this rig every time I had a little time between. But on weekends there will be a new tutorial. It's a little difficult because I don't know really what I shall do, because I have a quite long to-do list with tutorials. And yeah, and if you have ideas for tutorials, just write me in the comments or on Facebook or somewhere. Yeah, but I will find a good one and I will do one or two maybe. We will see. Okay. Now to the new rig here. The new rig is now the version 2.1. This was the old rig, and the new rig now is 2.1. This is the new rig. So let's get in, double click it, and we have it here. First thing is some people wrote me they want to see the background HDRI when they take this HDRI file here to light and reflect the scene. And so I put a thing here to just to activate the scene by camera. So when you go now the studios, I put now more studios in this folder. And so let's say I want this here. Even this, it doesn't matter. This file here, okay. And now if I go to scene by camera, you will see it in the background now. So see it in the background now. Yeah, this can be okay or good for if you do something in, you have a nice picture or nice HDRI from outer space or something, and you want to put it object into this, so just go here, deactivate the floor, and you have a nice outer space here. Why not? Okay, this is the first thing. The next thing I did is a fill light. So if your scene is too dark, you can brighten it up with the fill light. You can try it with the light intensity. Yes, light intensity in the preview in the version before, it was just 200. Now you can go up to 1000%. Okay, and the fill light. How can I show you this? Yeah, let's make a little scene. Cube here. Make this cube something like that. Make it a little fillet, so something there. Okay. Okay. Make a quick material. So just that we have something to play with. So okay. Yeah, next thing. In the preview version, we had this problem. Every time when we render, we have you have seen this horizon here, so that, or the end of this how it's called, disk here. And in the new version, it was a little work, but now you don't see any transition anymore. You see it's a very smooth transition, but nothing hard again. So if we open, let's open the older one. So go to the 2. So this is the older one. Open this one. Go to the render settings and render with GI, a middle one. And drag a file into the HDRI. So when we have a light, so the same file like in the other one. Okay, if we render this now, you see we have a slight, okay, the render settings are quite low, but we have here a hard edge. This is in the old version. Of course, if you go up with the render settings and don't go in the middle so bright white, so the default is bright white. This I changed too, so just a little. So okay, so you don't see it so good, but you see. I don't know if you see it in the video now, but there is a hard edge here. This will disappear when you raise up your render settings. Let's go here, zack. Now you don't see it anymore. It is, if you know it is the, you just see it, but these render settings are still not really high. So, but in the new one, in the new version, I did it like this. In the new version, we go to the render settings, make a middle is okay. Here you see the GI, the darker floor, but you don't see a hard edge. Everything is totally smooth here. And if you, and this is a very low setting, and if you go to the high settings now, it's the same settings like before. Oops, no, I don't want it here. I want it here. Now you don't see nothing anymore, so there is no hard edge, there is nothing. The quality now is much better than before. Okay, but I wanted to show you the fill light. Come on, here, sir. Go here. Let's render. Yeah, the next thing I did with the background color in the preview version and in the previews version, you had to change if you wanted the darker backgrounds. Like the white, you had to change here, go back to here and make it here darker, and you had a darker version of this. So I have this middle is enough here. But middle GIF is okay. So now you have this dark background now. And now what I did, or I did some presets and for the floor or something else. But now we can go back to the reset default. I have here a background brightness, and so you simply can turn down the brightness. And let's render it with the, and you see you have immediately a dark background. You don't have to work with the gradient anymore or something else. And you have a dark background. So now with the fill light, you can make this scene brighter with the light intensity. Go to 200, you see, okay, the scene will be brighter. But when you do it too far, if you want it brighter, let's say to 500. Now you see that the floor gets too bright, and but you see you still have no hard edges now anymore. It's everything smooth and everything, and that was that was work. So, and for this reason, I did the fill light. With the fill light turned on, you just turn on and go brighter, and the floor will be not really affected, but you see everything goes brighter. And what you can do with this is Here you can change if you want. Oh no, that's it's here. Come on, 100, and here brighter. Yeah, okay, and now you can change the light color if you want, of course. And if we do here now, a little brighter background, you see these nice red shadows now. And so you can work with the fill light. Some people will know the fill light, of course. And it helps, sometimes it helps a lot. So, now go back to... Oh, I like the darker background. Or yeah, it doesn't matter. So, next thing. Now this was the fill light. Turn off the fill light. Preview we know. There's nothing changed. Background here. Here now we have this background brightness. This is a big help. So because it needs every time a little to change this gradient. So and making a lot of presets is not a good way. So just with the brightness you can easily. Of course, this works with other colors too, no question. So, like this, and if we make it like here another color. Looks more friendly. Sorry. So, and if we go now with the background darker, we get of course a darker blue. I think this is a very nice slider. So, use background picture is known from before. Background picture, of course, compositing on floor and everything, and now did the whole reflection with another way, and so we don't have to activate extra the reflections and everything. Now we have to just, if we go with the reflections range up, we have reflections. See, here are our reflections, and we have Fresnel. So normally the Fresnel is, I think the default should be 100%, yes. It's 100%, and if it's not enough reflection for you, so just go down with the Fresnel, and you get more reflection. And of course the reflection blur is here. And you can make very, very nice reflections. Okay, settle reflection. And if you turn on the HDRI reflection, it will reflect the HDRI with this one here. It will reflect in the floor too. You see? But this normally you don't need this, but sometimes you want it. So you have it. So, yeah, this works of course in the compositing too. So let's say we make fast compositing, turn off our floor, turn off our background, go to the use picture, background picture. So which picture do we take? Say this one here. Okay. And you see we have the reflections and everything, but now we have to adjust camera a little bit and something else. So the render region, and turn on the compositing floor. And go with the camera something So that could fit here. Okay. And if we render this now, should look more real here. And here the reflections work exactly the same. If you want more reflections, just go down with the Fresnel and you have more reflections. Let's change here the so that we fits the okay. And now you see, okay, maybe with the other and make a nice render. And so fast we have our compositing. And of course here you can turn on this HDRI reflection too, and you get something like this. Everything gets brighter and the whole HDRI picture, but now you have the picture from this studio here. If we put the same picture like here, what we need for the background, put it in here. No, not for the moment. Everything, of course, will look more real because it's lit with the same picture and we have the same lights and everything and the same colors and everything, so it fits much better in the scene. So you see that it looks quite nice. But normally I don't need this HDRI reflection because this picture has its own reflection, and so we just need reflections for the cube. Okay, and that's this. Yeah, let's go now. This we have. So no background picture. Go away with this. Compositing flow. No. Here. Okay, let's go here to the set to default, a little darker, so, and let's go to HDRI settings, take this one now, or this one. Okay, preview on for a moment, make the preview a little bigger, so that I can see where I am. So this we know, everything the same like in the previous version. So something like that. Alt R for interactive render region. Okay, why do we have reflections? That's that's the reason. Okay. Hey, let's see how fast this works. Everything just little reflections, blurriness on the reflections, and you have a nice thing here. Okay, that's we know. What I want to show you now is the camera. I did a camera, and so if you activate it, comes like this. Alt R. The preview you don't need now. Go back to the camera. Okay, here's the set def. We can go back and forward. Up, down is clear. Left, right, clear. And here we have, you can easily find a nice position for your game. And I like this one. If you have a thing, turn it like a little bit so you can create really interesting positions. And if you render this now, Of course, you can take your own camera too. That's no question. But with this, you can stay every time you have something like an orbit camera, and you stay every time in the middle. So if you, yeah, here's the reset button. If you double click here on this, everything goes back to the default values here. Maybe I should do this default like this. Yeah. It's not out now. It is I want to test everything again and again so that we have no errors in this version, and it will come out on Sunday, I think. Yeah, I think Sunday. And yes, or Saturday, as soon as possible. Maybe it comes out tomorrow, and it will cost €2 more now. So it's not so €10, it's €12 because PayPal takes every time €1. So, but of course, for the people who bought it already, it costs nothing, and so it's a free update, of course. And for the people who buy it until Sunday midnight, midnight, so before Monday, they get it for €10 too. So, but it will cost later €12. I think I'm not sure. We'll see how I do it. Maybe it stays with 10, but sure not more than €12. So, yeah. And yeah, that's it for the moon. So we had new scene by camera for the background picture, new fill light, where we can do everything with it. Go back to the default. Reflections, preview, we know. Then the background floor. Here we have a new, very helpful slider, I think, with the background brightness. So the gradient type, we can choose between horizontal, vertical, diagonal and circular. Then we have used background picture, I showed you before. Compositing floor on, so you get the compositing, your shadows in the picture and your reflections. Floor size and everything, yeah, you don't have to activate the reflections, just play here with the reflections and that's it. A new Fresnel slider. So if your reflections are not bright enough or not enough, so just go back with the reflection and you get brighter reflections. And yeah, HDRI on, so you get your HDRI with which you do light the scene. You get it done in the reflections on the floor. Floor on, background on is clear, and the whole camera rig. And if you want your own camera, just deactivate the rig. You can take your own camera and work with your own camera, of course. And if you go back then to the camera rig here and say activate, check, it's back to the activate to this camera rig. And if not, you are in the editor camera, or something like this. So yeah. Everything works fine so far, as I can see. Yep. Okay, this is the new update. I think it was a lot. Was quite much. Yeah, I knew I wanted to tell you something. If you have a reason and you want to change some textures or something else, you have to go in the layer. If in the rig, you can edit the rig however you want. So go to the layer and you see this is the scene. Just make it visible, and now you see you have the scene. All textures, they are used in the scene. Here you have the whole scene. If you want to change something I don't know why, but I would recommend to make a backup of the Lite file before. So you can do this, and here in the Espresso rig you can change the whole Espresso rig. It looks, here you see what I did. So right, this is the whole Espresso rig. Here you can change everything you want, but be careful. But if you have a backup, what else? You can play with it. Maybe you can learn out of it. Why not? But here you see the rig, and it's a little work. Okay. So that's what I want to say. So you can change everything by yourself. So, but I hide this thing, so go back to the layer, hide, and so everything normal. Okay, that's it. So on weekend I will come up with a new tutorial, I hope. Yeah, I'm sure, but I don't know which one, but we'll find one. And yes, that's it for today. As I said, I will test this 1-2 days for this rig, and then it comes out. Of course, everyone who bought it get an email with the new link for the new version. Don't know, maybe it's tomorrow or maybe today. I don't know what I do today. So, okay, that's it. I'm happy that now I have time for you guys again. And yeah, see you next time. Hope to see you next time. And yeah, now I'm off. Bye bye.